everybody? I'm Tim. I'm here at Miami NFT Week, and I'm here with Gemma, who is with Algorand Foundation, and really excited. Thanks for sitting down with me and spending a couple minutes just to kind of talk about what Algorand is doing. So your role specifically at Algorand, could you kind of just tell everybody here, what do you do, and why is that important to Algorand right now? Could you just give us a little insight?
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
So I'm an Algorand Foundation ambassador for Miami. So I'm committed to building a thriving community of developers, artists, investors, art creators locally. So create engagement, synergies, and try to do some events quarterly and education programs.
So tell us, with Algorand, right, it's got certain key pillars, education, research. Community building is one of those major pillars. Why is it important to engage the community around this new technology? Why do we even need community engagement? Is this just lock it away with computer scientists and won't they create something great? Why do we need community involvement?
That's a great question. So Algorand, one of the key elements it has is AlgoFam. It's a huge community friendly of Web3 enthusiasts and builders. What it gives is support in a family type environment that helps grow the creators, builders, and really communities are important because you can leverage this effect on supporting each other in the Web3 because everything is new. Sometimes people have questions or need counseling. We get to see artists sometimes leverage their own communities to get counseling on their next releases and launches.
Yeah, and I think it's so interesting what Algorand's doing compared to others right now is they're not just having a global community mindset. They deployed you in Miami, like you're specifically based in Miami, and there's others specifically based in other cities, or the University of Florida actually has an Algorand advocate there. Why is it so important to be local, in the local community, with the things that are happening in Miami? Why do you think that's important and valuable on the local level?
Yeah, I think real life, it's always important because we're living now in a virtual world, remote, but human connections are important.
Yeah.
And so we want to get the most out of it, and especially Miami. Right now, it's becoming a capital of NFT. There's so much happening that it's important to have here a presence.
Yeah, and I think it's important for everybody watching. Miami is really trying to transform the city as being a Web3 ready city, one of the preeminent ones. And so learning from this is very early on, learning kind of what are some things that are going well, what are not, reflecting on that. And I think Miami has a very unique community of not only artists, but entrepreneurs and technologists and computer scientists all coming together. Can you speak to the value of diversity in a community, specifically having people in all different areas so they can come together and work? Can you talk about some of the value there?
Great question. Actually, there are some DAOs and NFTs
What
here.
is a DAO?
A decentralized autonomous organization.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. So there are ones here that are just specifically focused on inclusion, not necessarily in Algorand, but in Miami. Web3 Equity is one that it's for women empowering because Miami was founded by a woman, Julia Tuttle, and it's a Tuttle tribe, and so for all kinds of communities and minorities, and it's very important. And you can see the members, it gets represented, and it's so rich because you get to share different perspectives on everything. So the new products need to be built by all kinds of people, not just the same ones.
So what would you say are some of the core strategies to engaging a community? Is it around getting them to learn the technology, how to program? I think you have a kit that just is being utilized, or is it around educating artists on, NFTs, art coming onto the blockchain? What are some strategies to engaging community members?
I think first is understanding and listening what this community specifically needs, and then create tailor-made programs, because some communities might be more advanced or they are just beginners, so you need to know exactly what content to deliver, so you're facilitating them to enter or build, and then make it easy. Like AlgoKit we were mentioning before. In 10 minutes, a developer gets onboarded and can start coding. No?
So AlgoKit is a tool set that is used to allow people to build and get engaged with the technology, to kind of push the technology out of the way and let artists just be artists, entrepreneurs just be entrepreneurs. I think that's really important and really great. So with that, we've got a lot of different viewers kind of watching this. You know, they may be new to this world, NFTs, fintech, blockchain, all these different elements and how they all collide. What would be a piece of advice you would give to maybe a young person, an 18-year-old student who's just now learning about this? What advice would you give them as they're coming into this technology, and they're just trying to learn? What would you tell them, at the stage that they're at right now with the adoption of?
Okay, yeah, good question for the future, right? So I think it's understand like the power that blockchain has, and then do a good due diligence on what do you want to do, like what is needed, and then what your skills are, and try to find what you want to do, and in this intersection, see what you're happy at building, no? That's the best tip I could say at anyone that is building anything anywhere, no? But it's specifically in Web3 blockchain, is just to do a good due diligence on what is needed and what you're building, why, what's the reason behind. Because there's a lot of people like jumping in and building just for the hype.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to have purpose and meaning.
Yeah, it's kind of that phrase, the why behind the what.
Exactly.
What I'm doing, and we would ask, why are you doing that thing, and what value, business value, community value, equitable value, personal value
exactly.
does that bring?
How are you going to help future generations?
Yeah.
What impact is what you're doing for, no?
Exactly.
So,
I think that idea of that my ceiling would be the floor of the next person who would go and helping out, and the community is that bridge. So I think this is really helpful. I really love connecting with you, and I think the work
likewise
is just now starting. There's a lot to be done, and I'd love to connect back with you and kind of see how things are going. And final question, I'll let you go on this. If you want to get engaged in this topic or the community, what strategies would you give to someone who's in Miami right now, and they're like, how do I be a part of this community? How do I get started? Who do I talk to? How do I get connected? Is there a platform?
Sure.
Is there a way they can talk to somebody? How would you?
I'm kind of here for that.
Okay.
So anyone that wants to reach me out, I'm looking forward. And there are nice tools like Telegram. We have an East Coast Telegram for Algorand that you get to know what's going on and what's going to happen.
Okay.
And you get to speak with people, the ones you need for whatever your question is. And there's a lot of content on the website of Algorand and as well Inc. about protocol, verticals, different projects. But yeah, Telegram definitely is a good way. Also Discord, if you're a developer.
Gotta be on Discord.
Discord is tailored, it's more for developers, but it's also for the community. So I would say that for sure.
All right, well, you heard it here, everybody. Thanks for joining us here at Miami NFT Week.